happening? I'm Will, and this is Pumbaa. Join us as we travel the Kentucky Adventure Tour. The CAT is a 900-plus mile loop around the hills and mountains of southeastern Kentucky. It's about 60% off-road Jeep trails, coal mining and forest service roads, and 40% rural, narrow, twisty paved roads through some of the most beautiful, remote, and rural areas of Kentucky. Good morning. Day number 5, I think, on the Kentucky Adventure Tour. Last night was a hell of a night. We got in a pretty sticky situation. I was able to sleep it off. I was able to get some good rest. It's actually kind of late. I woke up early, but then kind of went back to bed, so it's going to be a late start for today. I'm fixing to start making my coffee, and then because of yesterday and all the craziness, I need to repack Apple. Apple is completely distraught right now. There's stuff scattered all around. Action tracks are just laying about. The shovels on, I mean, just it's madness right now. So I'm going to take the time to go ahead and straighten Apple back out and get everything back in order the way that it's supposed to go. And then I'm going to head up what I think to be this bypass. I think that it's bypass. The bypass is the thing that I got stuck in yesterday. If not, then I'm going to have to go back down and retrack through town. At any rate, today's agenda is the number one most important thing is finding a shower. So I'm going to try to get on down and then get to like a pilot or some sort of a campground or something along the way. But that's pretty much it, man. Keep on trucking on the adventure tour. I'm down towards the northern part of Tennessee, southern part of Kentucky, and western part of Virginia right now. And man, this trail has had a lot to offer. It's been a tough go, man. And I've had a lot of, between, you know, the trail being tough and then just a lot of circumstantial things that have happened on the trail and on this trip that have happened, that have been mentally tough. So it's a draining ordeal, no doubt. You have to expect some sort of a challenge. And to be honest with you, the challenges are always good. Even though in the moment they kind of seem like they suck, the challenges are always good. They help you kind of, one, they help you reflect and appreciate the good stuff, and then two, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from the different things that happen. So they're good. Life without challenges would suck. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this coffee and cleaning up Apple, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I tried to send the drone up to see if I could find where and how this bypass works, but it's too much tree cover, so I'm just gonna have to walk it. But I can tell you, the bypass looks a little bit more subtle than the regular trail. So far, so good. It appears to be good. It's a little tricky, but nowhere near as bad as the trail. I guess the only unknown really is it a bypass? I'm thinking it's a bypass, but is it a bypass is the actual question, you know? I'm not really that far from where this section of the trail meets up with another main road. I'd like to go ahead and keep going and get to that main road. If I backtrack back down, it's probably gonna be another couple of hours, and well, I'll just get to where I made all that progress to get to yesterday. So basically I'd be losing a half a day in progress just to backtrack and come away from this trail. Skirt, spider web. Shit, I took it with me. And also, I'm leaving late today because I'm slept in, so I don't know, we'll just have to try it out, you know? I'll tell you, the bypass is far better than than that section of that trail. So I'm hoping that it's an actual bypass and I didn't just waste the time, but it didn't take too much time nonetheless. At any rate, if I needed to, I could get out from here, so it's not that big of a deal. I've also got the tire pressures lowered all the way down to 18 right now, so I'll need to air those back up before I get back onto the actual road. It appears there might be a little mud hole here. It's all good. And is this coming out? Yep, this comes out at the end where that thing was. I believe so. to see on the map. So we're going to keep on going and maybe bypass it. Looks like we're just going further back into the country here. Definitely going away from the trail where I need to go. Now the only other thing I could think is that at one point back there it did cut up and go to the left, so try that. Hell, I don't know. Yeah, this is just going further and further out the way, and it's getting deeper and deeper as far as mud holes go, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. As you can see, I'm not bypassing the obstacle, I'm actually just going away to a whole nother way. There's nothing on the map here, there's no roads here, so this is just straight trails through the woods, and I have no idea where I'm at, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn around. Man, it really sucks because look, that right there is the main road, and I've already traveled all through, all that's trail, and I've already traveled all through this trail. I just got to get right there. All right, so here's where it came off and went up the hill, so I'm gonna try this out now. I don't know, man, I might be able to make it down that, but when I make it down, you know what's next, right? It's so crazy, these things sometimes. I'm trying to think of, get my bearings and see where I was stuck at yesterday, because I want to say it was right over to the left. It does appear that there might be some trail down there. Let's see, once I get past all this down here, there's another big ass mud hole. Another mud hole, another mud hole, and another mud hole. It's just mud after mud after mud after mud. Which, I mean, I guess it rained all day yesterday, so that's kind of to be expected, but damn, I can get through these two. That's not that big of a deal. Just kind of straddle the dry land and the mud land. That's how I'm gonna get through those. More mud, more mud. Does it ever end? Damn, there's a frog or something. Oh, no. Oh, another one. Count it. Another one. Bro, these trails just go on and on and on. All right, let's see. All right, I think this is where I was stuck yesterday. Looks like it. God, I hope so. That'd be good. Because that back there was a whole lot less of an obstacle than what I dealt with yesterday. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah. One thing you can do is you can stick a stick down, feel how soft and gooey it is, and also see how deep it is. It's a good little trick, you know? Because sometimes these mud holes, man, they can be deceiving and they could swallow you. I've seen it happen. So like this one here, see how deep it is in the middle. Yeah, it's good. No big deal. This is the only true obstacle I see right here. I'll set you guys down so you can watch. Man, I don't know what I was thinking with this camera angle, but this is probably the worst angle I could have chose for this obstacle, so sorry about that. Alright, we're back on the cat, so ready to roll. As ready as we can be. When you download the cat trail, it comes with these different sections on it, and like, so what I've been on is main. The last section I was on is main 3 4x4. Well, I just came up on this section that says Hensley Extreme. So that, they go through different, like there's hard sections and different things like that on here. My advice to anybody doing this, particularly if you're doing it alone, is I would stay on the main trail. The main trail offers plenty enough for you to do. It's super technical in some spots, and to be completely honest, by yourself, especially in a stock equipped vehicle like mine, it's pretty dangerous if you try to go out there and hit some of those hard trails. So just keep that in mind as you're doing the cat. The nice paved roads and beautiful scenery was actually welcomed after last night's ordeal. Not too long on the trail and I found my way up to the Cumberland Gap National Park. I didn't stop because I've been there so many times. Outside the Cumberland Gap National Park is a little town called Middlesboro, Kentucky, where I was able to get a hot shower at the local pilot truck stop. I was able to refill with food and water at the local Walmart, and I even stopped at the Taco Casa, a little taco joint there in town, which I highly recommend. After leaving Middlesboro, it was time to put the paved roads behind us. We were back onto the trail and back onto the dirt and gravel, and then eventually it turned into more of the rough and rugged terrain that I've grown to accept as part of the Kentucky Adventure Tour. This is a prime example of some of the roads across America that are, you know, on the map and that are on your GPS are just, I mean, they're like this. I mean, this is the longest stretch of road I think I've ever been on, as far as, you know, the length of time that it's taken me to do it. I've got a thing against geotagging and sharing exact location points. I'll tell you, it's along the Kentucky Adventure Trail, but yeah, man, this is a cool road, and there's roads like this all over the place. You just kind of got to look for the less traveled way, you know what I mean? But this has been a long journey. Aside this pretty creek here and rocks and all kinds of technical obstacles, I haven't left third gear low range at all on the entire stretch here, and I've probably been in first gear, I'd say 80% of the time. So that'll tell you a little bit about the slowness of it. And it's not even reading the speed on the speedometer, but at one point I had to check my Gaia to see if the GPS was still tracking me, because it just didn't feel like it was tracking me. But yeah, man, this has been it's been a cool little road. It should be done here shortly. It looks like I'm going to come up to another main road, and not too far from here, and then it looks like I'm going to be going through a state forest area, and hopefully I'll be able to catch camp there. It's about 5:48 right now, so I like to get off these trails by dark because you risk really significant damage to your vehicle, and even to yourself, really, if you start doing this kind of stuff during the dark. It's just harder to see and all that good stuff. And I understand that you can spend thousands of dollars on light bars and different things like that, but it's still, it poses a pretty unique challenge and unsafe challenge. Sometimes you come to a fork in the road. Which way would you take? Over to the left, it looks like a similar situation that I had last night, and there's a big ass boulder there. Guess which way I'm taking? You guessed it. To the right. I would call this the bypass. Still got some boulders, but it's not as off camber, and there's not the big ass rut there for you to slide down into the boulder. So learned my lesson. Take a look at that. See that big ass rock sticking right out in the middle? That's what I don't like. And these have rocks sticking all through the middle, all over the place. That's why I tell you, you got to be really careful when you go through these mud bogs. A lot of people think that you can just gun it through. You do that and you're liable to puncture an oil pan. Ain't no crossing these trees. Dang it. This trail has been filled with trees like that too. Crazy. These are some pretty bad bogs. Look, that one up there's got a big old oil pan catcher right there in the middle of it. I guess this is it. That's strange, dude. Alright. Huh. Alright, well, after searching for a bit, I was able to find camp. I got some sounds of water back here behind me, which is real nice. Nice little creek. This campsite doesn't suck at all. I'm probably just going to pull right on in there, get all set up. Probably not going to cook tonight. I've already eaten. I ate earlier. What did I eat? Oh, I ate tacos. I ate tacos at a place called Taco Casa in Middlesboro, I believe, Kentucky, which is really good. So, yeah, if you're on the Cat, stop by there. It's right on. It's right along it. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna pull back here and set up everything. And this is camp for tonight. Actually, you know what? On second thought, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to set the gazelle up right there for Pumbaa and I to sleep in. And the reason is because, well, it got wet. If you remember, it rained all day yesterday. It got wet up there, so it needs to dry out. So I'll go ahead and set the gazelle up for tonight. I brought it with me. Might as well use it, right? Much to my surprise, it's actually relatively dry in here. It's got a little bit of water that's come in right there. That side over there is wet. That must have been the side that was faced up, but for the most part, it's relatively dry. I am glad that I thought of doing this, though, because if you put up a wet tent, well, you basically ruined it. So I'm glad that I'm letting it air out. Hopefully it doesn't rain tonight. I'm going to sleep with the rain fly off. If it does start raining, then I guess I'll just get up and put it on. That's the good thing about this gazelle is it's so easy to set up, and it's so easy to, you know, put that rain fly on. What do you think, buddy? We're going to sleep in here tonight. He says, okay. That's it for this episode of Sir William Goes on the Kentucky Adventure Tour. I hope that you're enjoying this series. Leave a comment down below and tell me if you are. Make sure that you hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more of it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, peace.